Evil to Conrad meant an irresponsible force, wandering at large in an ordered and respectable society. Indeed, evil has a tangible reality in Heart of Darkness. Evil here manifests itself in several ways. Hello and Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to my channel and I am Mehreen. Today we are going to discuss the theme of evil in Heart of Darkness, the novel which was written by Joseph Conrad. At the very outset, Marlowe refers to the ancient Roman conquest of Britain. He is of the view they were conquerors who used only brute force to grab what they could. It was an aggravated murder on a great scale and men going to it blindly. This is an act of utter brutality. It takes away a territory from a nation who have a different complexion or slightly flatter noses. There is a hint of evil in Marlowe's reference to the city of Brussels as a whited sepulchre. The evil characters of this city is emphasized by Marlowe when he points out that the Belgian conqueror were running on an overseas empire in the Congo and making no end of coin by trade. Here, the evil of imperialism and colonial exploitation of the ignorant and backward natives of the conquered territories is clearly indicated. Marlowe's many descriptions of the natural scenery have a strong suggestion of evil in them. Indeed, the wilderness and the thick forests which Marlowe sees on the way seem to us to be the abode of evil. Marlowe sees a colossal jungle so dark green as to be almost black. The sun is fierce and the land seems to glisten and drip with steam. For Marlowe, going up the river Congo was like traveling back to the earliest beginnings of the world. He speaks of the empty stream, the great silence, and the impenetrable forest in which the air is warm, thick, heavy, and sluggish. There is no joy in the brilliance of the sun here. Marlowe's streamer penetrates deeper and deeper into the heart of darkness. The very earth seems unearthly. Such description highlight our sense of evil, which it seems is lurking in the forest. Marlowe sees several trading posts where the merry dance of death and trade goes on in a still and earthy atmosphere, resembling that of an overheated tomb. Most horrible scene for Marlowe is that when he sees a lot of people, mostly black and naked, moving about like ants. On the other hand, Marlowe observes a chain gang. He is told that the men in this chain gang are criminals who have been sentenced to hard labor. Here, Marlowe remarks that he had previously seen the devil of violence, the devil of greed, and the devil of hot desire, but that now he was seeing another kind of devilry altogether. He was seeing the devil of rapacious and pitiless folly. The white men whom Marlowe encounters during his exploration of the Congo by no means provide any relief to Marlowe. The way in which Marlowe describes these men, they represent a huge amount of evil. They represent imperial exploitation of the backward countries, which the white men had conquered by force of arms. The manager of the central station is a despicable fellow who can inspire neither love nor fear, but uneasiness. It is only his hope of promotion and making more money which sustains him. The white agents of the company are seen loitering about the central station, spending all their time in malicious talk and intriguing against one another. The brickmaker is manager's spy who keeps a watch upon other white men at the central station and reports to the manager whatever he sees or overhears. Marlowe further says that if he had poked his finger into his man's body, he would have found nothing but a little loose of dirt inside. All this means that the white men are only exploiters who have absolutely no regard for the welfare of the savages. Marlowe has hardly any word or phrase for any of these white men. Evil is a keynote of the latter portion of the novel, in which Marlowe records his impressions of Mr. Kurtz. He has been told that Mr. Kurtz is a remarkable man who has been collecting more ivory on behalf of the company than all the other agents taken together. But soon Marlowe learns that ivory has become a passion, a mania, and an obsession with Mr. Kurtz. This obsession with ivory shows that man's extreme greed. But greed is only a small example of the evil in Mr. Kurtz. In certain other aspects, he has become the very embodiment of evil. He has begun to identify himself with the native savages and has in fact become one of them. He is treated just like a demigod. He participates in their life, in their activities, and in their customs. Mr. Kurtz presides over their midnight dances, which always end with unspeakable rites. It shows he has begun to take pleasure in human sacrifice and shedding human blood. In simple words, he has become a bloodthirsty monster. To gratify all his various lusts and all his monstrous passions, Mr. Kurtz had begun to occupy a high place among the devils of the land. In short, Mr. Kurtz has become an evil incarnation. When Mr. Kurtz is dying, he utters the words, "The horror, the horror." These words sum up the evil in Mr. Kurtz and show his horror at what might happen to him after death when he goes to hell. He represents the portrayal of a civilized man who became a devil. It is meant to convey to us Conrad's own ideas about evil. Conrad believes that there is much evil in the savages. He certainly does not hold up the savages as being free from the taint of evil. Conrad does not believe in the existence of the noble savage. The barbarian customs of the savages are certainly horrifying to him. It is because of Mr. Kurtz's prolonged contact and association with savages that he has been dehumanized and has become a devil. This is the manifestation of hidden evil instincts of man which are exposed when one gets unrestricted atmosphere. What makes Kurtz remarkable is not only that he has lived in the darkness but also chosen to leave it. Our critic is of the view Kurtz cannot be taken simply as a symbol of transcendental evil, though he is certainly associated with evil. Marlowe at one point in the novel describes Kurtz as hollow at the core. The artist in the Conrad triumphs over the moralist, but the moralist is strong, and it is the struggle between the two which is always at the back of the Conrad's mind. In this novel, the white man is depicted as a greedy monster out to suck the blood of the backward people of the earth and hardly giving any evidence of the realizing what has come to be known as the white man's burden. Thus, the heart of darkness symbolically represents the evil which lies within a man and which only needs certainly kinds of stimuli and incentives to be aroused and arrest itself. I hope that you have learned a lot from this video. So keep supporting, keep watching, and thanks for being with Mehreen.